I love watches and I love bargains because I like to get the most value out of my purchases. And this is why we'll be talking about 11 ADDIESDIVE watches today, as I think that in the price segment of somewhere between the $40 to $140, $150 mark, ADDIESDIVE watches create a whole lot of value to us, the wearers of the watches. Now, I have reviewed quite a few ADDIESDIVE watches on this channel, and what I can easily say is that they do create a lot of value through the use of great materials that have good quality control, quite good taste, or maybe better put, they follow the watch industry trends quite well. Now, I've presented 11 watches that touch on the divers, on the fliegers, so the field watches, as well as some dress watches. From these 11, I have already reviewed around 4. I've got a couple of watches lying around which I'm yet to review, and a couple more which are in transit. I've left the links to the reviews in the description below the video. Also, I've left the links to the listings of all of the watches that I'll be presenting today in the description below the video as well. So make sure to check out these listings if you're after some sharp prices. So now, without further ado, let's get into the list. So into the 11 watches I want to show you today from ADDIESDIVE. Firstly, I'd like to look at some very interesting automatic diver homages. Number 1 is the MYH8. It is inspired by a vintage diver classic. The iconic looks are supported by quality materials and craftsmanship. The dimensions allow for almost any wrist size, so a diameter of 43 mm, lug-to-lug length of 47 mm, a height of 13 mm, and a lug-to-lug width of 20 mm. The weight here is just 115 grams. The case and bracelet are stainless steel, but you can easily swap it out for a silicone strap. We get 200 meters of water resistance. It comes with a flat slab of sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating. We get two-tone lume here, so there is the bluish BGW9 on the bezel and the C3 green luminosity on the dial indices. This is an automatic powered by Seiko Myh8. Of course, you do get the stainless steel case and bracelet. Now for number 2, let's talk about AD-2117. So a slightly more interesting spin on the above watch. The AD-2117 homages a similar iconic watch aesthetic, yet with some key differences. I love the white sand ripple dial, the deep Rehaut gets vertical minute chaptering. The piece is also a fully stainless steel construction, yet slightly heavier at 160 grams, even with similar dimensions of MYH8. We get sapphire crystal and anti-glare coating. We get NH35 Seiko automatic movement, 200 meters of water resistance here as well, yet the 120 click bezel does not get luminosity, just the dial is loomed up. For number 3, we've got AD-2102. Now this is one of my favorites, and I'm really waiting and anticipating the delivery of this piece. So you can get it with either a steel bracelet, rubber or canvas strap. I actually went for the black canvas strap here. The standout features of this watch are Seiko's automatic movement, 200 meters of water resistance, sapphire crystal with blue anti-reflective coating, dual-tone blue lume on the 120 click bezel, as well as the dial. But the dial is where this watch shines. It's got a deep sea blue with the water surface texture and fish silhouettes under the water. This is a robust attention grabber on a budget. For number 4, we've got an all-time favorite, the MYH3. So I've actually done a review for this watch, and I will leave a link in the description below the video. I've got this piece in the Kermit colorway, so a green 120 click ceramic bezel and a black piano finish dial. This is an awesome watch as an all-rounder with 200 meters of water resistance and Myh8 quartz that needs a battery replacement every 4 years. It's got a screw-down case back and a screw-in crown. I love the two-tone lume with the BGW9 bluish on the bezel and the C3 green lume on the indices and hands on the dial. Unfortunately, there's just mineral crystal here, albeit with anti-reflective coating. But at a price point of 30 bucks, can we really complain that it's not sapphire? For number 5, we've got another very trendy and robust quartz Homage. The item is with me and I will be uploading its review shortly. The features that struck me are the aluminium bezel with embossed 60-minute gradations, the polished raised markings on the satin brushed 120-click unidirectional bezel look stunning. Another standout feature here is that the Rehaut is colored. Essentially, the silicone strap matches the colorway of the Rehaut. There are plenty of colors to choose. I have the green, for example, but you can go for a more classic option with a steel bracelet. On the rubber strap, the watch weighs 85 grams, so it's just so light, so refined, robust, looks great, and again, I love the 4-year replacement battery. It's got a signed screw-in crown, screw-down case back, and 200 meters of water resistance. Once again, it's not sapphire crystal, but still gets the AR coating. And once again, 45 bucks, that's a very budget price point. For number 6, let's talk about AD2103. It's a 42mm diameter automatic diver, another iconic Willard homage, but with great quality control. On this piece we get all the good stuff like sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, Seiko's NH36 with the day-date complication at 3 o'clock, 200 meters of water resistance warranted by screw-in signed crown and a screw-down case cover. At number 7, we have a Flieger, the MYH2, and I have actually reviewed this watch as well, so check out the link below. This watch is a homage to a major brand's contemporary pilot watch. The execution and the finish is pretty much unbelievable in terms of the bracelet, the case, the dial finish, and the price at which this piece is sold. If we talk about the bracelet alone, it's actually constructed of 5 separate elements per link. It's an automatic with sapphire crystal and anti-glare coating. For a pilot watch, it gets superior 200 meters water resistance, screw-down case and screw-in signed crown. The dimensions on this watch are also good, 39mm diameter and a modest lug-to-lug length of 48mm. The loom is very clingy and long-lasting. At number 8, we've got the AD2118, and this is potentially the most handsome watch I've reviewed on the channel so far. A stainless steel case and bracelet are finished to a standard that feels well above the $80 price tag. The sculpted case is elegant yet sporty and lean at the same time. We get domed sapphire crystal that actually resembles box crystal. There's anti-glare coating here as well. It's an automatic powered by NH35, but the main feature is the water ripple-like texture and design of the dial. There are 2 dial colors available, the white and the sky blue. Now I absolutely fell in love with the sky blue. For number 9, we've got the AD2030. So this piece was delivered just yesterday and I'm gearing up to review it very shortly. This is a unique piece in terms of dial design, powering mechanism and overall value. Firstly, the dial design resembles rolling hills or sand dunes. There are several colors available for the dial, the beige, white and this blue. This is a Mecha Quartz caliber VH31, meaning that the seconds hand gets almost a sweeping look as it circles the dial. The VH31 makes 4 beats per second, as opposed to the NH automatic movements, which get 6 beats or 6 impulses per second. Essentially, the more impulses per second, the smoother the sweeping motion looks of the second hand. The diameter here is just 36mm, so quite an elegant piece, also rather thin at just 11mm. It gets 100 meters of water resistance, a screw-in crown and screw-down case back. Interestingly enough, even on such a rather small watch, just 36mm in diameter, the bracelet is awesome. So it gets a milled clasp and we actually get 5 micro adjustments here. So that is something really cool, and this goes back to the attention to detail we were talking about at the start of this video. So the attention to detail that ADDIESDIVE puts into their watches, even the very budget priced ones. At number 10, we've got the vintage American classic diver looking watch. Now this watch is very special. It's got a couple of features on it which are quite unbelievable again at this price point, such as a double domed sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, of course, another great bracelet. Now this is not a milled clasp, but it's got a safety latch and it's got 3 micro adjustments. It's also branded or signed. We've got a signed case back, we've got a signed crown. It's a screw down case back as well as a screw in crown. It gets 200 meters of water resistance, Seiko's automatic NH35, 120 click ceramic bezel. It also gets C3 lume on both the bezel and the dial. There are no dial color options here, but you do get a choice of either a stainless steel bracelet, the one I have, or you can get a retro looking suede strap. For number 11, as they say, best for last, this is a very special watch, in my humble opinion. The AD-2119. It's of a very distinctive design. The inspiration of this timepiece is clear. The case width is 44 millimeters, so on the larger side, yet I can't see this design in smaller proportions. It also gets double dome sapphire crystal, a coarse textured dial in white, black or blue. The dial is completely symmetrical with a very clean look. It's an automatic, of course, with screw-in crown and screw-down case cover. It also gets 100 meters of water resistance and absolutely stunning looks. The watch comes on a variety of different straps. All of them are either suede or leather and stitched. Now these are the 11 ADDIESDIVE divers, fliegers, dress watches that I wanted to share with you, because I think that ADDIESDIVE is really one of the better budget brands on AliExpress that provide you with value and quality. Anyways, I've left the links to all the listings we've covered today in the description below the video, so make sure to check it out if you're after a sharp price. Also, I've left the links to the reviews that I've already performed, so take a look at those as well. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please drop me a like. If you want to see more of the same, please make sure to hit the red subscribe button below the video, and I'll see you in the next one.